When it comes to religion, South Carolina has its share of churches, from Baptist and Catholic to Methodist and Lutheran.
And while it's no surprise that Christianity is the most prevalent religion in the state, the second most common might surprise you. Not Islam or Buddhism or Judaism, it's the Baha'i faith. Manny Knoll explains in an in-depth report why a time of civil unrest in our state led to a surge of new followers for the faith that flies under the radar.
Baha'is embrace diversity and what they call the oneness of humanity, meaning accepting black, white, male, female, anyone as equal and one. That notion of equality is the opposite of what many people faced in South Carolina decades ago, and even still today. An aversion to inequality so rooted in racism and intolerance is what drew so many South Carolinians to the Baha'i faith.
Since we have created you all from the same substance, it is incumbent on you to be even as one soul.
Today, Baha'is gather, some several times a week, in community centers and homes around the state without fear, though that wasn't always the case. The religion started in present-day Iran, founded by a man named Baha'u'llah in 1863. The son of a minister to the Shah of the then Persian Empire, Baha'u'llah was destined to inherit his father's position, but was accused of blasphemy when he declared he was the messenger of God.
He was imprisoned, stripped of all his wealth and position. His whole family and he were exiled.
Baha'u'llah and his teachings survived.
The basic teachings of the Baha'i faith are that we believe that there's one God, there's one creator.
They believe the many religious teachers throughout time are, like Baha'u'llah, manifestations of God for that time period.
We see them as coming at different stages in history, different periods of time. None of them overlapped in their missions.
Fast forward to the 1900s, a time when segregation was not only rampant, it was law.
The Baha'i faith was initially introduced in South Carolina in the early 1900s.
Then things started to change as Jim Crow laws were struck down in the mid-1960s.
There was a tremendous upsurge in interest in the Baha'i faith in the late 60s in particular.
As the civil rights movement took its hold on the country, people gravitated to the Baha'i faith's core values, the oneness of humanity and embracing diversity.
I grew up in a Lutheran church, very strong. Went to church all the time.
But Margie Nelson didn't like what she saw when times started to change.
I was